So we're going over the operative today. They start on page 92 of the core rulebook, and they start off with a stamina points of 6 plus their constitution modifier and 6 health points. I like the operative a lot. They are a sort of, they can be your face character, they can be your forward scout, or they can be your, if you do want to fall into typical roguelike stereotypes, they can be your assassin.
Yeah.
But, I don't want to say they're your space rogue just because they do get a lot more things beyond just, space rogue.
Mm-hmm.
But...
yeah, they kind of are space rogue, but...
well, they do get a lot more than just being a space rogue. They do get a lot of skills right off the thing here from just being able to, converse with people. They do have a lot of abilities here and with some of their specializations to really read people who they're talking with. They, obviously do get bonuses to stealth. Mm-hmm. Where they can, sort of sneak in, gather information for your group if you guys don't want to just wade in and start hacking everything in sight because they might be stronger in the center of the ship. It'd be good to know who the boss is. It'd be good to know where the ship is going.
Yeah, maybe instead of, killing everyone in the room for, I don't know, a certain key or a passcode someone needs, maybe they can, go in, bump into someone and say, oh, I'm so sorry. Let me blot that drink off for you. And while they're doing that, boop, they bamboozle them out of a thing.
Yeah, or, there's a lot of things that they can do. They can sort of be really good to schmooze up somebody before even entering even into an encounter area. Mm-hmm. To sort of talk to them and make sure that, they're the right mark. To sort of, maybe sort of, bypass a lot of different, random encounters. And just make sure that your team is really good at, say, if you are trying to save somebody or kill somebody, get right into the point of things without all the devious trips and tracks that your dungeon master or game master would throw in there for that. Going into things, let's just get their main stats out of the way. Their key ability score is going to be dexterity, and then they're also going to want to have a high intelligence to boost their skills, and charisma in their interactions with others. They do get 8 plus their intelligence modifier in skill ranks per level, and do get a lot of skills. Acrobatics, athletics, bluff, computers, culture, disguise, engineering, intimidate, medicine, perception, piloting, their profession, sense motive, sleight of hand, stealth, and survival. Their armor proficiency is light armor, and their weapon proficiency is basic melee weapons, small arms, and sniper weapons. That's not the most weapons ever, and it's, just basically light armor. Yeah. Light armor, I feel like, is kind of a pass, but that's not all the weapons, but again, you get a feat at first level, and then every odd level thereafter, so really, if you want to get more weapons, go for it. It's not going to be hard to just wait,
Or you could just be human and get 2 feats, because, again, as we always say, human race, best race.
Yeah, take that, elves, filthy knife ears.
Yeah.
One thing that I like about them, they do get a lot of cool stuff. I'm not going to go into their stat cube that's on page 93. You can see it here, or just by getting the PDF, or going into your local gaming store like Haster's Games and Comics on State Street.
A mighty fine shop.
Yeah, it's my favorite shop, Haster's Games and Comics. I love it there. I really do. It's a cool place.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they do get a lot of cool stuff. One thing that they get at first level is Operative's Edge, where your diverse training as an operative grants you a +1 insight to bonus initiative checks and to skill checks. This bonus increases by 1 at 3rd level and every 4 levels thereafter. It's a nice little bonus that stacks up with you as you go. And the first level that they get is their first level's boon or bonus or little thing that they get is specializations. What was your favorite specialization?
My favorite operative specialization was the hacker. It sort of reminds me of sort of the classic thing where, maybe in, Dungeons & Dragons or whatever, you may have, Bard or someone else in the party who maybe they're good at sneaking or maybe good at sleight of hand. But really, it seems like no one ever takes lockpicking. But it's sort of the same with hacker. So
if you have a big enough hammer, you can smash that lock.
Yeah.
Well, you might break what's inside, so...
Yeah, or also, maybe you don't want to smash the hammer because then space cops are going to be there, but who's say? But so what the hacker ability does is that you can use a computer or engineering check and give yourself a +4 bonus to make a trick attack. But the only caveat with this thing to get the +4 bonus is that you have to have a computer nearby or some sort of computerized device, and and even now with our technology.
Yeah. Basically, it's super easy to just always have like a smartphone on you, a super fancy watch, your TV, your tablet, some cars. You're gonna be really hard pressed to find somebody who doesn't have some electrical device. And then even again in the future, I'm assuming your glasses, everybody's gonna be taking off of Google Glass. I know Google Glass is the hottest product that really caught on with the flame. In this generation, they're gonna have like something.
They're gonna have Google Glass, but like for your toilet paper, like it's gonna be like your toilet paper is gonna be able to send health stuff to your doctor or something.
Yeah, it's gonna be bananas. One question I do have for that: do androids count as computerized constructs that you can use this for?
You know what, Lance? That's a very good question for your DM, because...
Oh, snap, there's an operative, there's an android in my game. Do I gotta worry about that?
Is she an operative?
I don't know. Oh, he's a soldier. What, is there an...
No, in our game there's a...
There's no engineer, right?
No, basically, it sounds like a joke. We've got 2 technomancers, a mystic, and a soldier. There's literally no one who does really computer, except for maybe the technomancers, but...
Well, okay, good, because I was worried, because also, say you guys are marooned on some planet or what have you, does the engineer's little robot, does that count as a computer construct? As a DM, I'm going to have to say, yeah, I'll allow it.
I mean,
but
maybe if they're not, if the operative isn't the engineer, maybe they'd have to...
Get the permission to say, hey, can I hack your robot, your trusted confidant? No.
Yeah, or maybe even if they're multi-class, then maybe.
But that's not a problem for Lance that he has to worry about. So I'm gonna say yes, it does count for that. But that's not a problem that I have to worry about, thankfully. But I'd probably.
It's up to you, DMs, how you want to run that. But also the cool thing about operative specialization is that the skills do you get more skills and abilities with this as you grow. Like for example, at 10th level, you get basically the operative, the bonus operative exploit with your operative specialization of elusive hacker, which basically makes it, a lot harder for, hacking countermeasures to detect you. Maybe, because some of the countermeasures are, maybe it's like, oh yeah, if you fail your hacking roll, maybe, you say, it tells you, oh yeah, you've totally got all these passwords, but it's essentially like a fake password that when you try to put it in, instead of letting you in somewhere, just summons the cops or bomb happens. Yeah. But it makes it so those kind of things, or, for those little traps that they put in hacking modules, or, just some sort of trace, say, hey, look, someone did a thing. Basically you close your browser history, you clean your browser history, or maybe use incognito mode. Yeah. Who is to say? And then at 11th level, you get control hack, which basically means when you are hacking something, if you depending on how well you succeed, if you succeed with +5 or higher, you do get, extra things that you can make the system do. Like, for example, going back to, if you're hacking a security camera, instead of just turning it off, maybe you can do that thing where you just loop an empty hall or something, or...
the classic Mission Impossible or James Bond thing where, it's loops been going on for like an hour now, and some rando security guard, some smells like, wait a second, the same static is happening every 10-minute loop. Mother of God.
We've been hacked.
Yeah, that could be like, say, if your hacker does, sort of fail his DC saving throw, or, his computer's check, whatever, to do that. That could be what happens, but if he does a real good job, I'll be in and out before you know it, boss.
Or something, or maybe if you're hacking like a secure, like a turret or something, maybe instead of just turning the turret off, maybe you can do something where it'll shoot, for one round, and then it'll go back to normal or something.
Or it'll target different people, or if you fail, it'll target everybody.
Yeah, but it does say it is up to your GM's discretion, so...
So GMs really have fun with this, and operatives and player characters make creative uses of this, because it does sound super versatile. Mm-hmm. And GMs, you can have a lot of fun seeing what's going to happen here.
Yeah.
Right. Was there anything else for Hacker?
No, that wraps it up for Hacker.
All right, well, I really like Detective, not just because I love Batman. I like a good old when I was a kid, a lot of the comic books that were coming out were more detective based. I like film noir. Nick Valentine from Fallout is probably my favorite character there. Detective, that's on page 94, and so I'll just read what goes as follows. Your ability to read people and make decisions helps you ferret out the truth in any situation. that really goes more towards how they can be the face character, but without the classic. So I'm good at talking to people, more like, hey, I have a lot of insight to me. I know when somebody's lying. I know what clues to look for.
Yeah, like maybe if, I don't know, you're trying to smooth talk your way out of a sticky situation with the guards, and maybe you see like a blob of mustard on their shirt. You can start talking about hot dogs or something, and they'll be like, oh yes, I totally forgot about all these dead bodies around since we are hot dogged brothers.
Yeah, I'll get you a whole sausage sandwich if you look the other way on wanton murder and destruction cost. And if you're a cop in Chicago, you know you would do horrible things for a sausage sandwich. You would do worse than kill Chicago cops. Chicago cops, you have done worse than kill for a sausage sandwich, and you know it, all of you. At any rate, next thing that they sort of get is for the specialization. Well, I'm sorry, let's go into their associated skills. It's culture and sense motive. And you can attempt a sense motive check with a +4 bonus to make a trick attack by reading your foe. Basically seeing when their guard is down, seeing when they look the other way, or to say if you're really trying to get their attention to look at this hand, shoot them in the face with this hand, or pocket sand. Their specialization exploit is Glimpse of the Truth, and they get Detective's Insight at 11th level. Your incredible insights help you to move investigations forward where mundane inquiries fail. Once per day, you can spend 1 resolve point and take 10 minutes for pondering a mystery or quandary to gain an enigmatic insight as if you had cast divination. Though the result is often a cryptic clue. Like say there was an ashtray with a cigarette in it, well, not an ashtray, but say there was a cigarette in the murder victim's house that, the murder victim doesn't smoke.
But his wife does.
Yeah, either his wife does, or even better, like, will make more sense, is if the victim doesn't smoke, nobody in the house does, why is a cigarette here? Mm-hmm. Let's take this as a clue to see what we can find off of it. Or say if you're speaking to an android, hey, you grew up on some small planet or some moon of Atcon or what have you. They said, I'm just a moisture farmer here. I've been here my whole life. I haven't moved from this rock, but this android has a special, optic implants or what have you.
Yeah, it's like way, way too nice for any moisture farmer from here to have.
Yeah, it's to be able to remember, pick back up on that lie, and sort of, see, oh, okay, I'm going to pay more attention to this person, maybe put the screws to them a little bit more.
Yeah, kind of like the classic thing where Sherlock Holmes just sort of looks at something, and then later after he does some sweet, sweet drugs, he's like, yeah, I've solved this whole case.
Yeah. I don't condone of doing drugs, but if you are going to do one, cocaine. That's the operative exploit. So that's the specialization that I really liked. Let's go into operative exploits now. Mm-hmm. My favorite was holographic clone, and I'll just say it first because I said it and I like it first. A holographic clone is you create a holographic duplicate or psychic projections of yourself that conceal your true location. Once per day, as a standard action, you can create 1d4 images of yourself that last for 1 minute per operative level. This ability otherwise functions as mirror image. You can use this exploit an additional times per day at 6th level and even at 10th level. One, it seems really cool. It can be something to distract the guards, or it can be to really intimidate somebody that you're going up against. Where I have this guy in the corner. Oh no, now there's 3 or 4 of them, That's got to be kind of spooky. And one thing I like about this that doesn't really have to do too much with the actual exploit itself, where a lot of the things you get are spell-like abilities, which does sort of lean more towards that, it can be science or magic, depending on how you view it, since there are so far in the future.
Yeah, kind of like how in the first Thor movie, how it's like, your ancestors called it magic, you call it technology. For us, it's a little bit of both, and then they never say a thing about it.
Yeah, it's, so you're going to go more to that? Because, wow, that sounds really cool. That'd be a great pop line. No, I don't want to.
Yeah, like, how does Mjolnir work? Well, in mythology, wasn't it made from the heart of a star? Wouldn't they, do some sort of weird gravity shenanigans?
Yeah, it's like, well, you know what, Chuck Space Nerd, because I'm not going into that. The lines sounded cool, that's why we have it. But what about... I'm glad that here they do have a lot of that, and a lot of the spell-like abilities that a lot of classes get. It does really lean towards that. That's enough about holographic clone. What was your favorite?
Mine that I really liked was night vision, because it does sort of show that maybe all your skullduggery and your sneaking about in the dark, it has sort of paid dividends. Maybe you're just better at you just have better eyes now. You maybe you eat a lot of carrots in your downtime, and you're just like, you're going just super hard, you know, to a bag of carrots, or maybe you're sort of doing a trick like old-timey pirates did, where that's why they'd wear eye patches.
One thing I wanted to go over that they also get at first level was Trick Attack. And this one is you can trick or startle your foe and then attack when she drops her guard. As a full action, you can move up to your movement speed. Whether or not you moved, you can make a you can make an attack with a melee weapon with the operative special property or with any small arm. Just before making the attack, attempt a bluff, intimidate, stealth check, or check associated with your specialization on page 94. With a DC equal to 20 plus your target's CR. Now, if you succeed the attack, you deal 1d4 additional damage, and the target is flat-footed. This damage increases to 1d8 at 3rd level, to 3d8 at 5th level, and by an additional 1d8 every 2 levels thereafter. You can't use this ability with a weapon that has the unwieldy special property, or that requires a full action to make a single attack. So sorry, operatives who's using on like a Gatling gun or what have you. That's
or a giant greatsword.
Yeah. Hey, why is your gun spinning up? Don't you worry about it.
Yeah.
That sort of thing.
Are you trying to sneak attack me?
Maybe.
No. Yeah, that's just the wind.
Yeah, it's just the wind circling around my barrel. Yeah. So it doesn't count for that. So we're going to go back into the examples now. Again, 4 great examples it gives you. Say if you don't want to be overwhelmed with making all this isn't yourself, or if say you're playing a meat grinder and you don't always want to have to think of a brand new character with a shiny backstory every time, they give you 4 here. What was your favorite, Evan?
Mine that I liked was the thief. It's basic, I know, but it is sort of the classic thief. Like maybe you're playing some sort of not Tomb of Horrors because it's old-timey D&D, but basically Space Tomb of Horrors, or basically it's every 4 steps, character dies and you don't want to keep making up a whole new backstory.
If your Dungeon Master is playing these 2 Tomb of Horrors, get a new Dungeon Master because they're a bad person. You know who you are.
So, I do like it. They are sort of the more quintessential sort of thief roguelike character. Their theme is the outlaw, which makes sense. Specialization is thief. Their operative exploits are at 2nd level, they get holographic clone, which makes sense. It's, distraction, or you can use like a smoke bomb or pocket sand, however you want to use it. At 10th level, they get cloaking field, which makes sense. Sneakier. Deactivating shot at 10th level also. And at 11th, they get effective cloaking field. The feats that you're going to want to get for this are mobility, and spring attack, and weapon focus for your melee weapons, because it is sort of the classic sort of, thief with 2 daggers or something, sort of sneaking up and, stab, stab, stab. And the skills that you're going to want to have are acrobatics, bluff, perception, sense motive, sleight of hand, and stealth.
It sounds pretty cool. It sounds classic if you do really want to play the old school rogue, but if you are in a Starfinder or sci-fi setting. My favorite was Trailblazer. They're a little bit out of the box. They're not like you're skulking. You guys find me in the back of this inn. I have my hood up and I'm in the shadows. And I talk to people out in the rain. I have my hood up and it's in the shadows. And I had fingerless gloves and I made them by cutting all the fingers off with my hood up in the shadows.
But I leave a couple of the fingers on because I'm not mainstream. I do what I want.
Yeah, I do what I want with my hood up in the shadows. They are sort of like the explorer one of them. It really speaks to, because their theme for the Trailblazer is spacefarer. And so they're brought forth by curiosity, profit, and they seek out new places to explore and new mysteries to unravel. Whether that mystery can be the mystery of some secret cult, some rare starship that was lost in space, may be a good entry for you if you're playing Incident at Absalom Station. Go find the drift rock, huh? Something like that. The ability scores are dexterity, which is par for the course for your operative. And they also have you're also going to want to have a decent wisdom as well to improve a lot of the skills. Their specialization is explorer, and their operative exploits are Alien Archive at 2nd level, not the book. They have inoculation at 2nd level, debilitating sniper at 6th, stalwart at 6th, glimpse of the truth at 10th, and versatile movement at 10th. Their feats are far shot, improved initiative, weapon-focused special weapons. Their skills are culture, medicine, perception, piloting, stealth, and survival. And so that about wraps it up for the Trailblazer here. Therefore, that. Evan, was there anything else about the Operative that you want to go over?
No, that's about it for me.
All right. Well, before we close out, I really want to give a shout out to TerraUl1 on Reddit, who suggested that they did want to do Operative.
Woo! TerraUl1!
Jesus, dude. Cool. We got to talk about this. Thanks for watching 20 Side Night. Have a great day.
Hey, this is Evan from 20 Side Night. Thank you so much for watching our video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and hope to see you next time. Have a great day.